Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, I'm Randy. Welcome back to Madison County Live. I have a special guest here, Lanny Brannock, and he is the new Director of Communications here at Eastern Kentucky University. I thought it'd be good to bring Lanny in, kind of get his experience and where he came from, because you've been in television now, Lanny, for how long?
I started in television in 1997.
Wow.
At BKYT. I was in the tape room as it was.
And where's that?
In Lexington.
In Lexington, okay.
Okay, so Channel 27.
Right, Channel 27.
I started there. I thought I was going to retire from there, but that's not what happened.
As most people do in news and TV, kind of, they move on sometimes.
Yeah, I got to, I went, I don't know, until about 2003, and then I made a little corporate video, and I went back for another bite at KYT.
Oh, back again.
Yep.
Now, who was over there when you were there? Was that...
Well, Bill was there then, obviously. He's been there since
he's been
the
there,
80s.
yeah, right, okay.
Sam Dick was there.
True.
All the names that you would know. Sam Dick, Barbara Bailey. Amber Philpott came when I was there.
Okay.
So there was some new blood and a lot of different reporters over the years. But I got to go back and be in politics. I was, if you remember Barry Peel.
Yes, I do.
He was the political guy.
Yes.
I replaced Barry.
Okay.
At the Bureau in Frankfurt.
So you're a political reporter.
And then I got to be a political reporter. And then I got to be, that kind of melded into being a political person.
Right.
And so I ended up working in the last year of the Fletcher administration. And I went back to television in Louisville this time for a year. And then the economy crashed. Right. That wasn't a good time to be in television.
Sure. No, it wasn't.
There's a long story associated with that, but we'll skip that.
This is good news.
Yeah, this is good news. This is. I'm glad to be here, but the road to get here came with a lot of good experience,
ups and downs,
but some twists and turns. Yeah. So in politics, it's political and it's not permanent, and so some things happened. Ended up with the Beshear administration, which was an interesting time. Right. Did a couple of years there, and then I found my way back into television. I commuted to Cincinnati from Georgetown for 3 years.
Wow, you commuted?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long commute, Lanny.
I got to cover the 2012 election.
Wow.
So if you remember, Mitt Romney and Barack Obama.
Yes.
And, there was a lot of question about Ohio at that time. Mm-hmm. I got to see John Michael Montgomery play at Mitt Romney's speaking tour. I got to see the guy that would become president. I got to see him live and in person at the... not the Centos Center, but the Fifth Third Arena.
Yeah, that's true.
In Cincinnati. So that was a good 3 years. And I ended up back in state government, third time there. But this time I was in communications for the Energy and Environment Cabinet, which was great. Okay.
Now, I know you've done a lot of investigative stuff too.
Yes.
Do you prefer the investigative stuff or do you prefer the political stuff?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, when I
can see adrenaline going both sides.
When I get them to meet, when you could get them to meet, it was great. Investigative is interesting because it's almost like detective work. But then once you do your detective work, then you have to make it an interesting story to tell.
Right.
So there's a challenge in that. And politics was interesting because the people that are within the political realm in Kentucky and all over the country, it's such an interesting time to be in politics. I don't know that it's a good time to be in politics, but it's interesting because you get to see kind of how bills and laws and things that affect the way we live come to fruition, and maybe what little backroom deal was made to get this law or that law.
Are you saying there are backroom deals? Sometimes?
I'm saying, yeah.
I worked a little while at KET. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So they were. Both are interesting. I pick. If I had to pick right now, I would pick being a communications director for
EKU. Which brings us back around to how did you get here in Richmond?
I'm an alum. I came to Richmond in 1992 as an 18-year-old that was
Colonel. Me too.
Take over the world.
Right.
And man, I managed to take over First Street.
Wow. Wow.
Richmond was a different place.
Very
different. That was a different time.
Very different.
I'm so glad that there wasn't social media then.
Oh, dear. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I don't want some of those moments immortalized.
That's true.
But really what brought me back is I knew some folks that had done the television thing that are at Eastern now, and they had a job opening. I was like, you know what?
That looks interesting.
That looks really interesting. And I've always wanted to come back to the university and give in whatever way I could. Right. Now, the nice thing is I give, and then they give me a check every 2 weeks.
That's always better.
It is.
Because we used to contribute, or at least I did, a lot.
It's nice.
Mostly in parking tickets.
Yeah.
Not counting tuition.
Another I
story.
got kicked one of those years that I was writing for the Eastern Progress.
Yes, I did
and
too.
Doing parking stories. I managed to get kicked off campus.
Wow.
For parking problems. But
it's ironic, isn't it?
Another story.
What story did you do?
Yeah, right.
Investigative story?
Yeah, it was. They built a parking lot, and I said nobody's going to use that.
Oh no!
And the parking director at the time took some offense to that.
Oh,
but that was
so now what do you do as director of communications?
So the guy that was there before me, Jerry Wallace, was there.
Yes,
got there in 1991,
right.
And Jerry is a machine. He's an amazing machine as a writer. But things have changed a little bit, and we hope that Jerry will write for us again.
Right. He's a good, excellent writer.
Yeah, he is great. But they needed someone that could do a little more of the stuff that the external person does, and somebody with some media experience and savvy. Right. And so I'm kind of like the chief storyteller. Okay. Cool. Like this is a good news story.
Yeah. All good news at Madison County Live.
I want people to hear the good news of Easter.
Good.
And so if that involves video, then obviously I can do scripting.
Sure.
I mean, if I had to, I can jump in and do the video. But so that's what I do. I'm the chief storyteller. And along the way, we do some other stuff internally. Okay. I'm one of their editors.
Well, I want to welcome you to Richmond, Lanny.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I lived on Keeneland Drive.
Well,
I lived in Villa Drive.
Oh, Villa Drive,
yes,
still there.
Yes,
right. I live right behind Villa Drive now.
Nice. You know what? That Gibson Bay was I guess being built when I was a student.
Probably 91.
I was
92.
I got here in 92.
92. Yeah,
and it was just kind
correct.
of. But I went back and looked the other day. I went to your old hood or your current hood.
Yep. It's changed.
Well, I was like, wow.
Well, I used to ride dirt bikes and everything else on the old Gibson farm.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school and middle school, so it's quite a bit of change.
Randy keeps asking me, just so you know, he's like, when are you going to move to Richmond? I don't know.
I'm just wondering. I don't know.
I don't think I can move to Richmond. I love it here.
Sure you can. There's an interstate.
Yeah, there is. There is. But it's beautiful here. But it changed.
Yeah.
The campus, I got back on campus and I was like...
It has changed too.
My entire college experience has changed. My entire college experience is
gone.
Still
the campus beautiful.
It is. Yeah. It is beautiful. But the downtown scene is different.
Yeah, definitely.
And probably for the better. Like if I want my kid to go here...
Better.
It's better.
Better. Absolutely. Well, Lanny, thanks for being on the show. Any questions you got, Madison County Live? Anything you want to ask Colleen?
No.
Okay.
I need to meet her, though.
Okay, yeah. Well, 3rd Street, Twine, Market and Design is where we shoot the show. Let's see if people can guess where we're shooting this segment here today. We won't tell them. We won't tell them.
Okay.
Go Big E. Right?
It's this way.
Lanny, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Madison County Live is brought to you in part by the all-new Chevy Silverado, now available at Jack Burford Chevrolet and always available at jackburford.com. And by Twine Market and Design on 3rd Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media services from top-of-the-line video production to live streaming services.